But I think Metal Gear Survive's biggest sin, truly... Okay, this is somewhere different. Metal Gear Survive's biggest sin, for the most part, was just the name Metal Gear being slapped on top of it, and the fact that they did Hideo Kojima dirty towards the end of his employment with Konami. And so I don't think anybody was willing to forgive Konami as a result of it. And so, like, I really want to sit down and actually play Metal Gear Survive at some point, just because. Just to see, like, hey, was this game good? Because it was absolutely maligned. And somewhat rightly so, because of it feeling more like a weird, crappy cash grab, as opposed to an actually good game. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't actually a good game. It just seemed like it outwardly, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were just like, don't want it. So you want to play Dragon Quest Builders again, desperately. I want to play a Dragon Quest Builders that's a little bit more sandboxy, though. Like, I love me some DQB. It's quite possibly one of my favorite games of all time. Games, franchises, spin-offs. The biggest issue I always ran into it, though, was that it was so linear that I kind of lost interest in the actual, like, base building and town building. Because there was no depth to it. It was just like, you build the thing that you needed to build and maybe a couple other facilities. And then otherwise you just kind of forgot about it because they were immediately erasable. Let's see, is Dragon Quest Builders better than Outer Wilds? In terms of, like, favorite game of all times? Oh god. I don't know if I could make a judgment call on that without thinking about it for a while. I think ultimately I like Dragon Quest Builders more. That was a game that made me very happy. But that Outer Wilds was a game that made me think. Made me feel more than, and affected me more than I think any other game to date. Does that necessarily make it better? I don't know. It's a masterpiece, and I think I will say, despite its flaws, I like DQB better. Let's see. Oh, so we're going down to the basement. I thought I was going up a building, but no, we're going underground. Where the hell are these Choco Pies that I was told about? Wish I hadn't spoiled myself on Outer Wilds. It's so good. Oops. Went to the wrong one. The 76 is a more coherent game now that it has human NPCs. Yeah, I'll probably... Oh, no, I was actually going the right way. I will probably pay for a Fallout First subscription at some point and then just go wild. You know, set up a server for many of us to just pile onto and then actually have a better experience with it? I don't really know. Yeah, the problem I had with DQB was how little of the way you built things mattered. There was no point in doing anything but the bare minimum. Yep. And that was kind of exhausting after a while, because it's like, I could see a deeper, more fleshed out Dragon Quest Builders being a truly incredible experience. And I desperately want that to happen someday from someone. You know, RimWorld, but as like a third-person... RimWorld, but it plays more like Minecraft, or, I mean, just DQB. Okay. Really just, I think more games need to learn how RimWorld makes repetitive play so satisfying. Okay, how's my power doing? Not hot. Let's just cycle these out. We're also getting a little cold. but not overwhelmingly so. I was really hoping I'd find a life support system around here. Because I really want to turn the heat and the oxygen back on so I don't have to wander as much. I'd love a hands-on RimWorld. Like, a multiplayer hands-on RimWorld with, like, you and your friends to kind of explore freely. I would never stop playing. It's kind of like how I love me some Factorio, but I feel like Satisfactory is more fun to play. Let's see, Fallout first, don't do that. Well, it's up to you, but charging players $100 for private use servers is not right in my book. I think they fixed that up at least a little bit, but I could be wrong. It might be in the basement, provides for the entire dungeon. I was just hoping I'd get access to it sooner than later. Oh well. It's fine. Oh. We need to drink. This is satisfying. It's very much like a, it is very much a dungeon crawler. I will say, it's getting a little bit big, but without actually any provided value for how large this is. You know, I'm effectively exploring this giant underground complex, which is cool, but I'm finding mostly trash that I don't need. And very little in the way of, like, actual progress or lore notes or anything like that. Even this, I feel like, is starting to get a little bloated for its own good. That it would have been more satisfying if this was one sprawling, singular level with maybe, like, one upper level. And the upper level is much smaller and is just kind of like the final area that you go to. Yeah, you only need so much duct tape. Exactly. This is why usually when I play these games, I hacks it so I have infinite inventory space. I doubt I'm going to be able to do that in this one. But, like, this is usually the exact kind of game that I would just give myself infinite carry capacity and, you know, only worry about the running out of food, water, attending to my needs. And then, also, you know, just oxygen and thermal. And that's it. Because, baseline, I have to loot all of this stuff, even if I don't want to, because if I don't, let's see. If I don't loot all this stuff, I might not find the key cards that I need. Let's see, how are my weapon conditions doing? They're doing great. Let's see. I'm gonna check something real quick. I doubt it. Doubt there'd be anything for this, but let's see if I can find something interesting. I might have a solution. Because I don't need much. I just don't want to keep going back because my inventory is full. That's like the worst feeling. Okay, so I've done a little bit of haxing, and hopefully what this does is now I can carry an infinite amount of things. If this doesn't work, then, you know what? Oh well, don't care. It's not going to ruin my day. Let's see. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of carrying capacity. Is what it is. I guess there's a couple of other ways that I could potentially boost this up. But it's okay. Do we go back? Are we all juiced up? I think we're juiced up. I don't think there's anything else I could grab except for maybe a bit of battery juice. Yeah. Alright. I want to finish Viking Square. My biggest fear is that Viking Square is huge, and, like, I really don't want Pisces District, Spirit Plaza, Elio District, Carson Hotel, Gemini District, Ares District, and then eventually the Murray Space Station, Space Center. I don't want them to all be this big. I mean, flip side, it seems like most of the important things might all be just located at the bottom. So, maybe I just totally ignore, every single bit of, like, looting on the lower levels and just beeline for the elevators and then the staircase. Because I could do that. And that could actually work better for me. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing for now, but, if it seems like this game's starting to get bloated beyond all reason, then I'm probably just gonna go further ahead. Because we haven't even found anything useful in here. And that's a bit of a downer. Because I like exploration, but the reward system for it has to be... there has to be a reward system that matches the effort required. And often a lot of games kind of don't have that, and so it always feels just kind of exhausting. Do I stick around and explore any of this? You know what? No. Let's just beeline for the top, and if we miss out on something, I don't know. I'll come back for it. If I find the staircase, I'll go up for it. Otherwise, I'll just explore everything as I go by. Farmbots roll out. Well, alright. Knows me. There has to be a reason to do those things other than entertainment. I mean, kind of flip side, there absolutely is merit in just pure entertainment. Easiest example I would give would be, there we go. I don't know if I was hitting that guy previously. Monster Hunter. That is a game that you could give me all of the equipment in, and I would still play it happily. In fact, I think I might even play it more happily. If I just had everything from the start and didn't have to worry about grinding. Because then I could just load up a fight and just be like, I want to fight a bear off today. You know, having all that extra grinding is I mean, I guess nice is kind of like a player motivation thing, but as a getting me to actually play a game for a lengthy period of time, I find the more a game presents a grind wall for me to suffer through, is usually like, I'm usually way more likely to get tired of it than to actually feel better about it. Okay. It's kind of satisfying just smacking things around. It's not that powerful, though, which is a bit of a tragedy. But at least I shouldn't discount it as a thing. Let's see. I should not discount it as a potential strategy for dealing with some enemies. There we go. Not expecting a dude to pop out of that one. Usually they open the door and greet me, but not today, I guess. Yeah, I like pop these open and I'm just finding underwear game controllers, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like after a certain point this game should just give you a drone that... that's it. The Torchlight dog. How many of you guys have played Torchlight? And how many of you guys know what I'm talking about when I say the Torchlight dog? It doesn't have to be a dog necessarily, but it was a dog in the first game. A dog or a cat? So, in Torchlight 1, for context, they added a mechanic that I have been real grumpy that does not exist in almost any other game to my knowledge, where effectively you had a pet that would bring things back to town for you and sell them. So imagine you're playing an MMO, your inventory is full. Instead of having to go back to a vendor just to sell things, you just say, hey, Pooch, go sell all this garbage. And it just does. It doesn't have to be an MMO. I mean, Borderlands, for example, instead of going to the nearest vending machine, you just say, like, I don't want this stuff. And it would just sell it all for you. And it would also help in combat, but for the most part, it was just there to... to do mercantile things on your behalf. And it was great! It was everything I could have asked for when it came to, like, basic quality of life convenience. You still had to go back occasionally, mostly for quest givers. And to drop off maybe a couple of things that you absolutely had to have for whatever reason. But otherwise, like, the game itself felt really convenient purely by having that pet. It was also fairly short, I think beatable within like 8 hours. And then it would just throw you into kind of infinite mode, which is like, who cares, whatever. But also purchase HP potions. I don't think I remember that. To some degree, I'm not even sure if I care too much about taking damage. Like, there's the infection, sure, but that's just another meter. It's like another health bar that I just occasionally have to manage. Okay, it dead. But I'm pretty sure... How did this guy open a door? There we go. Oh! Okay, so me exploring this level actually turned out, on a hunch, turned out to be the right idea. Because we now have oxygen for the entire facility. Maybe I should go back down a floor. Let's see. Maybe. Maybe I should just go back in general. What is this? Big room. Big rooms. A lot of big rooms. A lot of just junk. Okay, anything in here? A little bit. Let's see. I almost wonder if the thermal management thing is downstairs. Oh well, is what it is. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find the thermal thing in here. I'm gonna find some goodies. Including somebody's bedroom. Oh, that ain't helpful. There we go. Alright. Yep, this whole thing is just for, like, some ridiculous apartment right here. And I have no idea why. Let's see, is there anything else? I guess there's this upper area near the elevator, but that's just how we get up. Or down. Well, if I run out of thermal, is what it is. Just having the, having that oxygen is massive. And it also does seem like these layers are getting a bit smaller. Damn. Okay, so that means that didn't work. Let me try something else. Wait, what the hell is Shinkansen Subterrain. Did he get the wrong? Oh no, Shinkansen made this. Okay. Let's try that. Let's see if this works. Nope. Okay, so none of my cheese actually functions here. That's tragic. Yeah, let's just pop back. I can drop stuff off somewhat on the regular. It's not like it's a particularly long trip. I was just really hoping I could find some means of messing with my carrying capacity and maximum weight. I think I could probably figure it out if I actually put the time in, but I was only going to play this for like another hour and a half anyway, tops. First playthrough was tragic for you. I thought it was okay. It was fun, but it was like bottom tier Diablo-like, or mid-bottom. It was very much just kind of like paint by numbers Diablo-like. The only thing that seemed redeeming about it was the villain was kind of interesting. But otherwise, like, I think I still want to sit down and do like an official playthrough of it, just for the sake of saying like, hey, I've played through almost every Diablo-style game in existence. Let's see, 1 and 2 felt better to me. Yeah. I think that's a very valid observation. I think the biggest problem that I have with both of them, when it boils down to it though, I absolutely despise the audio balancing. Like, for whatever reason, the people that make the Torchlight games have never realized, hey, it kind of sucks to have voice acting tied to the sound effects, and then make the voice acting a lot quieter than the actual the gameplay. Let's put it with a light stick. We don't need it at this point. Let's see. Oh, wait. Balls. I didn't actually mean to put the food in here. Okay. So I want to put the food over in here. There we go. Let's see. I'm a little tired. We'll sleep. I'm not even going to bother going for the ore or the veggies anymore. We'll just go turn that off. It's not necessarily that it's bad, it's just I have so much of that stuff that if I need more, I'll go back to it. And this way I don't have to think about my power for a lot longer. Back we go. We're almost done. Yeah, virus meter is looking a little splotchy. It's only 4%. It apparently has to get up pretty high before it actually becomes a risk for me. We're talking about Wilson. Didn't they have like a new release update something? That was, like, I know the 1.0 was an absolute mess for them. Okay, good. Oxygen does cover the whole floor. Let's go back to the floor before. And finish this out. It's pretty quick. I want a quick double check to see if there's a, I want to see if the thermal upgrades around here. Because we pretty much ignored much of this entire floor. Wow, we managed to completely beeline for the objective, in fact. Okay. So this sucks for no immediate clear reason. Oh, my shotgun got bad. I'll put it back on the floor, you goon. Okay, power attacks actually kind of cool. Okay, back to gun. How am I missing this thing? Let's bait a shot out, thank you. This is pretty obvious when this dude's about to do a thing. There we go. And a dead. Now is this... No, this is just power. I mean, power's appreciated. But I didn't need another power room. So what happens on death? Reload from a previous save? I think so, yeah. There's a permadeath and hardcore mode for this, but I didn't turn that on because didn't want to. I don't know. I'll play a game on hardcore mode if it's short or somehow interesting to play it on hardcore. Most games are not nearly interesting enough to even justify. I mean, nah. If they follow up, I'll kill them. Doesn't seem like most enemies are that interested in chasing me. Let's see, here's a giant scrap room. Like, I'll keep this stuff in mind, but none of this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Let's just go back. I'm not getting anything out of this. Oh. Kill that. I have no idea if the egg is anything to kill. It'd be interesting if there were actually, like, nests. That if you cleared it out, it would permanently slow down the, or permanently. It would slow down the growth, I guess? For a considerable amount of time. Like, for example, if you truly clear out the infection in a region, it will come back eventually and slowly. But the speed is set at least partly... the speed is set partly just by the amount of, like, infectious spawners in the area. And so, potentially, you could clear out the entire map just by getting rid of all the infection sources, I guess. Okay, back up to floor 3. But over here. The only time I'd play hardcore is when either extra levels or story are locked behind it. And even then it doesn't stop me from using my old friend Cheat Engine. I find any game that locks progress or like an ending behind a hardcore mode just feels super garbage to me. It's just like, hooray! I played the ultra hard mode. Okay, here's your bonus ending. Why didn't you just give this to the easier players? Because we wanted to reward the hardcore audience. And it's like, I guess, but it just feels garbage to me whenever anybody does that. This SMG is kind of atrocious. It's not terrible. Okay, here's something. Okay, homeboy is pretty thirsty. Oh boy, yeah he is. Let's see, how we doing? Let's just go for the drinks first. I'm ignoring way more of his needs. I think mainly just because it no longer really feels like I need to worry about it as much. And so many of the needs in this game are, frankly, kind of trivial. Okay. Delete that. Oh, there's a sticky. There we go. How are you not dead yet? How none of... This area sucks. Okay, so the weird tentacular blob is actually not nearly as dangerous as I was worried it was going to be. My infection is getting kind of worse, but that's okay. Holy shit, this area is just rife. Okay. I was not expecting nearly as many dudes just kind of in this immediate vicinity. And it keeps going. Okay. Power pack get. Main problem is running low on juice. Okay, so we might want to look into leaving at this point. Because this got hairy. I mean, I appreciate it, but my stuff is busted. My shotgun's almost done. And, yeah, I kind of stand by my statement of, I'm not really sure how viable the SMG is, at least in its current state. I miss a ton of shots. I think it's still more energy efficient than the shotgun is. But in terms of, like, me not getting smacked around, shotgun's king. Okay, so you just need to urinate. Well, just in luck. Okay, how are we doing food-wise? Dude is hungry. Finally. Eat that spaghetti. Yeah, let's go back. Let's recharge. Let's repair. And let's nap. Okay, and let's go quick. And I need to poo now. Well, I appreciate the aim for realism with this. Let's see. Recycle everything. But yeah, it definitely feels kind of bloated. Which is weird, because I still think this game is supposed to be kind of short. Let's see. What was I gonna do? I guess go to the bathroom and then go to bed. I was gonna make... Oh, I was gonna repair my gun. Because my shotgun is... He is having some problems. Okay. I'm just gonna let that go for the time being. The porcelain throne calls is true. I'm excited to see how the invasion thing works. I'm curious. I'm curious as well. Okay, let's go back here. Rest. Do I rest for longer? I mean, I guess I might as well. It doesn't even take that long. I could use a, I could use a med kit, but this is like maybe a couple hours. I guess the only immediate downside to this is this does make subsequent areas tougher. Because the longer I take, the better they're going to be prepared for me, I guess. Oh well. Hey, what is that noise? I think that noise is just kind of ambiance, but I could be wrong. What is this? Section status. Wait. Oh, that's how I look at the map for these things. That's cool, actually. Yeah, so at some point we'll probably want to beef up much of the reactor. But right now it's kind of low. Low priority. Okay, back to Viking Square.